Hi friends, welcome to Bowl of Light Yoga. I'm Danielle. This is a quick practice that would be great for after a hike or after a long day on your feet, or even in the morning if you'd like a quick practice in the morning. You won't need any props for this practice, but I always recommend having a couple blocks, a blanket, and a strap nearby just in case you'd like it. So to begin, let's come into Baddha Kanasana. So the soles of your feet actively press together and your knees fall out to the side. Find balance on your sits bones here as you inhale, lengthen up through your spine. And find a complete exhale. Let's take some time here to massage your feet, especially if you're doing this after a long day or after a nice hike. Get your feet out of your boots or your shoes. Just give them a little bit of love here. Maybe close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Let's take one more full breath here. And if you've closed your eyes, just gently open them. And we'll make our way into tabletop position. So you can find wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. If you have a blanket and you like to pad your knees, you can go ahead and do that. All right, so stack your hips over your knees, shoulders stacked over hips. On your inhale, pull your heart through your shoulders as you open through your collarbones in the front of your chest. And as you exhale, your head releases, shoulder blades widen apart, and your sternum draws up and in. Again, inhale, pulling heart through to cow. Exhale, crown of head and tailbone release to the floor for cat. Let's do two more on your own here. After you've finished, let's return to a neutral tabletop position. As you inhale, right arm will lift to the sky. Exhale, thread right arm behind left wrist as right shoulder and ear come to the floor for thread the needle. You can press into your left hand to give you some leverage and intensify the stretch of your upper back. Take one more full breath here. And on your next inhale, press firmly into your left hand. Right arm reaches to the sky again. And exhale, set right hand down. Other side, inhale, reach your left hand up this time. And as you exhale, you'll thread left hand behind right wrist. Left ear and shoulder come to the mat. Compress into your right hand, or you can begin to walk it out long in front of you. Press firmly into the tops of your feet here. And we'll take two more full breaths. If you've walked your hand out, bring it back in. Press firmly into your right hand. Lift left hand to the sky. And as you exhale, set that back down. Bring your big toes to touch. Knees come wide to your mat for child's pose. Just sit back on your heels. Walk your hands out long in front of you. And rest your forehead to the mat. Take 2 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, lift up onto your fingertips and begin to walk over to the right. And then lower down for a side stretch. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. And on your inhale again, press up onto your fingertips. Walk all the way through center over to the left and lower for a side stretch for 2 deep breaths. On your next inhale, press up to your fingertips, walk back to center, and we'll come back up to tabletop position here. Tuck your toes under, spread your fingers nice and wide, pressing firmly into your knuckles, and lift your hips up to the sky for downward facing dog. You can pedal your legs out here. Maybe you shift your hips side to side, or maybe your body's asking for stillness now. Whatever you're doing here, your ribs are knitting in, abs are engaged, and your gaze is to your navel, finding length in the back of your neck. Take 2 more full breaths here in downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch, heels lift high, lower your knees, keeping your toes tucked, and begin to walk back to sit on your heels for toes pose. We'll take some gentle neck rolls here. So if you're up, or even if you're in tabletop here in toes pose, just begin to take your right ear to right shoulder, and slowly as you inhale, lower it and lift up left ear to left shoulder. And just as slowly as you exhale, back down, right ear to right shoulder. Go ahead and do 3 more of those on your own with your breath, moving very slowly. When you're finished, gently return your chin to center and slowly lift your head. We'll walk ourselves out of toes pose. Untuck your toes, and gently flutter the tops of your feet on the mat. And then pressing the tops of your feet on your mat, begin to walk back, sitting onto your heels again with the tops of your feet pressed into the mat to stretch your ankles. If it's available to you, you can begin to lift your knees up off the mat, but only if you feel no pain in your ankles. If you feel any pain, just set your knees back down and return to where you don't feel pain. Okay, let's go ahead and come out of that. Back into tabletop position here for just a beat. Go ahead and extend your right leg out long behind you. And as you exhale, bring that forward and set your right foot down next to your right hand for low lunge. If you have your blocks, you'd like to use them. You can begin to find some length in your low lunge with your blocks. Inner thighs are squeezing together. The top of your back foot is pressing firmly into the floor. Breathing deeply. Let's take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, straighten your front leg. Shift your hips back over your back knee. And begin to fold over your front leg for half splits. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, move forward to low lunge. Take your left hand to the mat. Bend your back knee, bringing your left heel up. And go ahead and reach around with your right hand, taking a hold of your ankle for a quad stretch. Gently pulling your heel towards your hips. Take a few deep breaths here. And gently set that down. Make your way back into tabletop position. And we'll do that on the other side. So as you inhale, left leg reaches long behind you. And exhale, bring your left leg through, setting your left foot by your left hand for low lunge. Again, using your blocks if you'd like to. Your front knee should be directly over your front ankle. Finding a nice, long, neutral spine here. Take one more deep breath here. And as you inhale, begin to straighten your front leg, shifting your hips back over your back knee and folding forward for half splits. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. You might notice that your hips want to fall to the right here, so work to make sure your hips are staying stacked over your knee. In line with your knee. Doesn't have to stay stacked because if you'd like, you could sit all the way back. Take one more full breath here. And on your next inhale, moving forward to low lunge again. Exhale, settle in. Right hand comes to the mat. Bend right knee. Left hand will reach around to take your left ankle for a quad stretch. One more deep breath here. Gently set your left foot down, right foot down. And tuck your toes under, lift your back knee off the mat. Walk your hands around as you pivot your feet so your toes are now facing the long edge of your mat. And we're in a wide-legged forward fold here. So first we'll find some length. Abs are engaged, inner thighs are actively squeezing towards each other, kneecaps are lifted, and exhale, fold fully. Crown of head reaches towards the floor as your chin tucks just slightly to keep length in the back of your neck. Taking a few deep breaths here. Maybe walk your hands back through your legs. Maybe you wrap your hands around your ankles and begin to bend your elbows. Take one more full breath here. Bring your hands back to the floor in front of you. If you have your blanket on your mat, you can go ahead and move that off to the side. Heel toe your feet in a couple times here. Heels are in, toes are out at a 45-degree angle. Bend your knees deeply for Malasana. Sink your tailbone to the earth. Hands come to prayer. You can use your elbows to help keep your knees from coming in. Chest is open. Deep breath. Take one more full breath here. Hands come behind you. Go ahead and sit down on your mat. Legs stretched out long in front of you. You can bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. If you have a strap here and you'd like to use it, you can always put the strap around your foot there. So your left foot is flexed. Inhale, find a nice tall spine. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward over your left leg here, taking hold of your, around your calf, your ankle, your foot. Again, using a strap if you need, whatever you can reach. Breathe deeply here. We'll take 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, begin to walk yourself back up to a seated position. And we'll switch legs. So right leg can stretch out long, left knee bends, sole of left foot comes to the inside of your right thigh, and your right leg is active, quads are engaged, foot is flexed. Inhale, finding length in your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Tuck your chin here just a bit to find some length in your spine and the back of your neck. And we'll take 3 more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, begin to walk yourself back up to a seated position. Both feet out long this time. Again, remembering your options for strap or wherever you can reach on your legs. Inhale, find length, and exhale, folding forward over both legs for Paschimottanasana. Feet are flexed, legs are engaged. Chin is tucked slightly. And we'll take 3 more full deep breaths here. On your next inhale, begin to walk yourself back up to a seated position. Shift yourself so you're in the middle of your mat. And then lie down onto your back. Soles of your feet on the floor, knees up to the ceiling. Take right ankle, cross it over left knee here. Bring your legs into your chest, thread your hands behind your left leg, and pull your knees in for reclined pigeon. Make sure your low back is in contact with your mat here. Tuck your chin just a bit to keep a nice long spine. And we'll take 3 deep breaths here. Keep some energy in both of your feet to protect your knees. Set left foot down. Go ahead and stretch right leg up high in the sky. Rotate your ankle to one way and switch directions. And lower your right foot to the earth. Left ankle comes to right thigh, right knee. Bring your legs in, thread through your right leg, and pull your knees in. Make sure you're keeping your right leg in line with your hips here. You might notice you have a tendency to fall to one side. Three deep breaths. Sole of right foot comes to the floor. Lift left leg high to the sky and rotate your ankle in one direction and the other. And lower your left foot. Extend your legs out long on the mat. Arms come wide to your side. Soften all of your muscles. Soften your belly, soften your jaw. Soften your forehead and completely surrender here. This is where I will leave you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you.